Champions League fever is here. Get ready for explosive matchups, stunning upsets, and all the drama you can handle. Barcelona is back in the big leagues, facing a familiar foe in the Champions League quarterfinals. We're talking about a massive showdown. Barcelona will lock horns with Atlético Madrid in a repeat of their Copa del Rey semifinal. Can Hansi Flick's squad overcome the challenge after their dominant win over Newcastle? But it's not all good news, as Barcelona faces a potential blow with Joan Garcia's injury, casting doubt over his availability for those crucial Atlético clashes. Will this impact their Champions League dreams? And on the other side, Tottenham put up a valiant fight against Atlético Madrid in their Champions League tie, but ultimately fell short. We break down all the action and what it means for both clubs. Don't go anywhere, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's dive in.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Barcelona is set to clash with Atlético Madrid in a highly anticipated Champions League quarterfinal rematch. After both Spanish giants secured their spots in the last 8, this fixture promises an intense battle, echoing their recent Copa del Rey semifinal encounters. Barcelona, fresh off a commanding 8-3 aggregate victory over Newcastle, now faces an Atlético side that, despite a 3-2 loss to Tottenham, advanced with a 7-5 aggregate score. The history between these two clubs is fresh and fierce. Barcelona will recall their significant 4-0 first-leg defeat in the Copa del Rey semifinal against Atlético, a deficit they narrowly missed overcoming with a 3-0 win in the return leg. Fermin Lopez acknowledged the challenge, stating, "There's no desire for revenge against Atlético. They're a great team. They'll certainly make it very difficult for us. We know what they're capable of. We'll learn from what happened and hopefully have a good tie and advance to the next round." The upcoming matches, scheduled after the international break, will see Barcelona host the first leg. Fans are buzzing with predictions and discussions about whether Barcelona can finally get the better of their rivals in this crucial European tie. The stage is set for another chapter in this compelling rivalry. Can Barcelona finally conquer Atlético in the Champions League? Get ready for the intense tactical battle as we preview this massive clash, and then reveal who Tottenham faced in their thrilling European exit. FC Barcelona has officially advanced to the Champions League quarterfinals, securing their place with an impressive 8-3 aggregate victory over Newcastle United, largely driven by an inspired second-half performance under Hansi Flick. Meanwhile, Atlético de Madrid navigated their way through, progressing with a 7-5 aggregate score against Tottenham despite a 3-2 loss in their second leg. The stage is now set for a captivating quarterfinal showdown between these two Spanish powerhouses, with the first leg scheduled for April 7th at Camp Nou and the return fixture on April 14th at the Metropolitano. This matchup carries significant historical weight, particularly recalling their recent Copa del Rey semifinal clash, where Atlético dominated the first leg 4-0, before Barcelona mounted a near-historic comeback with a 3-0 win that ultimately wasn't enough. Their last Champions League encounter in the 2015-16 season saw Atlético eliminate Barcelona, with Antoine Griezmann scoring twice in the second leg, and a 2013-14 tie also favored Atlético. Barcelona will aim to rewrite this European narrative. Tactically, Diego Simon's Atlético is expected to maintain its signature defensive solidity and swift counterattacks, spearheaded by key players like Antoine Griezmann. Barcelona, however, faces potential defensive challenges with key players like Jules Koundé, Frenkie de Jong, and Alejandro Balda possibly sidelined, potentially forcing Hansi Flick to rely on emerging talents. Adding another layer of intensity, both teams are set to face each other in La Liga just days before their Champions League tie, amplifying the pressure and anticipation for what promises to be one of the most electrifying quarterfinals. Will Barcelona's defensive concerns be their undoing against Atlético's relentless attack? Stay tuned as we dive into the injury woes plaguing Barcelona and then recap Tottenham's dramatic Champions League exit. Barcelona's triumphant 7-2 victory over Newcastle to secure a Champions League quarter-final spot was marred by injury concerns, with both Joan Garcia and Eric Garcia forced off the pitch. While Eric Garcia's hamstring issue appears to be a recurrence of a previous injury and is not expected to be major, Joan Garcia suffered a calf injury in the closing stages of the match. Initial reports suggest the injury is not serious, but Diario AS indicates he could be sidelined for the next 2-3 weeks. This timeline places his availability for Barcelona's upcoming La Liga match against Rayo Vallecano, and crucially, the double-header against Atlético Madrid in serious doubt. The first leg against Atlético is scheduled for April 4th, just days after the international break concludes. This potential absence is a significant blow, especially considering Joan Garcia's impactful performances since joining from Espanyol last summer. However, there's optimism regarding the recovery of Alejandro Balda, Jules Kounde, and Frankie de Jong, who are expected to be fit after the international break. The club will be closely monitoring Garcia's condition, hoping he can return swiftly to bolster the squad for their crucial European and domestic fixtures. Can Barcelona navigate these injury challenges and overcome Atlético Madrid without their key player? We'll find out, but first, let's recap Tottenham's thrilling but ultimately unsuccessful Champions League campaign. Tottenham Hotspur has been eliminated from the UEFA Champions League after a spirited 3-2 victory over Atlético Madrid in the second leg of their round of 16 tie, falling short with a 5-7 aggregate defeat. Despite a strong performance at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Randal Kolo Muani's header gave Spurs a halftime lead, the deficit from the first leg proved too much to overcome. Julian Alvarez equalized for Atlético after the break, followed by goals from Xavi Simons and David Henko, which ultimately sealed the tie for the Spanish side, despite Simons adding a late penalty. Spurs showed flashes of brilliance, with Kolo Muani opening the scoring and Simons netting a spectacular goal. However, Atlético's resilience and clinical finishing, particularly from Alvarez and Henko, proved decisive. The match was a back-and-forth affair, with both teams creating chances and showcasing attacking intent. While Tottenham can take pride in their second-half fightback, they now turn their attention to securing their Premier League status. Atlético Madrid, meanwhile, advances to a quarter-final clash against Barcelona. Atlético Madrid advances to face Barcelona in a repeat of their Copa del Rey semifinal. But before we look ahead, what's the latest injury news that could impact Barcelona's Champions League hopes? And that's a wrap on today's top football news. We saw Barcelona set for a massive Champions League quarterfinal clash against Atlético Madrid, a rematch that promises fireworks. We also delved into the injury concerns surrounding Barcelona's Joan Garcia, which could impact their crucial upcoming matches. Plus, we recapped Tottenham's valiant but ultimately unsuccessful battle against Atlético Madrid in their Champions League exit. Don't miss a single update. Hit that like button, subscribe for more exclusive content, turn on notifications by ringing the bell, and join the conversation in the comments below. And make sure to follow us on all social media platforms for behind-the-scenes action.